July 24th, 2025, Quadeca released his highly anticipated album, Vanisher Horizon Scraper. The album received a lot of reception, but something flew under the radar for casual listeners and even some fans. Quadeca released 3 vinyl variants for the album: the original blue variant, the green variant, and the silver variant. Each variant was set to have its own exclusive bonus tracks. This isn't anything new for Quadeca. Both Scrapyard and I Didn't Mean to Haunt You also had D-sides exclusive to the vinyl, but Vanisher Horizon Scraper's D-sides are something else. So today, we will deep dive into Vanisher Horizon Scraper's D-side songs. This video, unlike my video on the main album, which you can check down below or in the little eye thing if I remember, will not be a song-by-song story. This is because these songs don't form a step-by-step story. Instead, they add to the concept and the overall themes of the album. It's very likely that some of these songs have no real lyrical implications to the album or its story. Perhaps they were made around the time that Quadeca was working on Vanisher and decided to include them anyway. This interpretation should be taken with a grain of salt. It is for fun, and take it as you will. I think there's 2 main ways to imagine the placement of these songs in the album. In case you haven't checked out my video on the main album, this is a spoiler alert for my interpretation, but these songs can explore the voyage of the other Sailor variants, or they could be a mixture of the main Sailor story and the variant stories. To keep things as simple and as streamlined as possible, we will work through the songs in the original vinyl sequencing. You may be very confused if you didn't watch my video on Vanisher, which you should watch, but if you want a quick refresher, Vanisher follows the story of the sailor who is at sea, trying to reach the horizon, which resembles his dreams and ambitions. The sailor struggles with depression and is trying to run away from it. The sailor ends up scraping the horizon, but in the process, he drowns. The album loops, revealing that the sailor is stuck in an endless loop of trying to reach the horizon, dying and then being born anew, to chase the same goal over and over again. We will first of all tackle the blue variant vinyl bonus songs. Learn to Swim is the first song from the original blue vinyl. Learn to Swim depicts the learning curve the sailor faces on his journey towards the horizon. Learning to swim means to travel in water. In the album, he travels on his boat rather than swimming, but the concept still applies. He's travelling through water. The journey is a metaphor for chasing after your dreams and desires. The sailor learning to swim is learning how to reach and navigate the waters that lead to the horizon. He's putting in the work to achieve his goals and dreams. The sailor must also learn how to cope and survive out at sea, alone. He flaps his wings after the horizon, a reference to the final song on the main album, Casper, where the horizon is described as taking flight. The sailor flies after the horizon. These lines highlight the sailor's struggles. He's struggling to stay above the water. In the main album breakdown, we explored the visual motif of water up to the sailor's waist and neck. These lines follow the same motif, painting a picture of him barely holding on. So once again, you live my useless lives. I cannot swim, you rinse and drown my hands. Let's try again to swim, I'll learn to swim. The sailor is referring to the horizon. When he is slipping and close to giving up on his dreams and dying on this voyage, the horizon pulls him back up, motivating him to keep pushing. These lyrics are similar to the bridge on Foregone, where the horizon trips the sailor before catching him, a loop of fake comfort. Speaking of loops, the big reveal in the main album was the looping story. The sailor dies at the end of Casper before washing ashore again, having to go on his journey once again. This concept is hinted at throughout this verse, including the next line. He has to go on this voyage again and again. Useless limbs refers to one's limbs after they have died. They are useless since they can no longer function. This hints at his revival after he drowns as he couldn't swim. Rinse and repeat is a phrase used to describe a continual sequence of events. Rinsing and drying pants also refers to the song Monday, where the sailor dries out his clothes on his boat and on his washing line. The journey is difficult, but his motivation to reach the horizon carries him forward. The sailor is dependent on the horizon. He cannot live without the chase for it, without the want for it, without the need for the horizon. The sailor wishes he wasn't bound to it the way that he is. The refrain of the song explores the idea of repetition, trying again after falling. That's how I swim. it shows growth through failure. The chorus is from the perspective of the horizon. Horizon is pulling at the sailor, luring him on the endless pursuit, creating false trust and hope. The second verse begins.
I swim, I learn to swim. I hold my breath and drown until I win. Not sure what in, but still I earned a pin.
Every time the sailor drowns and washes ashore, he feels that he's won. He's not exactly sure what he won, but he feels like he has made progress, a step closer to finally reaching the horizon.
And ever since I learned I love to swim, I'm jumping in to taste the salty rim.
The sailor has discovered that he loves to swim, to pursue the horizon, since he's always chasing it. The salty rim references salty seawater, since it's, well, salty.
Sometimes it stings, I think I learned to swim. The perfect fit to catch a little glimpse of everything. See, that's how it gets. You in its grip, it slings me on a whim.
Sometimes salty ocean hurts a sailor, it throws and slings him around. He is surrendered to the ocean, to nature, he is under the sea's grip. But more so, this is about the horizon. He catches the smallest glimpse of it just to keep him going, but he is still under its control.
The ground beneath me completes its sequencing. I try to swim techniques, I recommit.
The sailor is committed to being better.
The body chews and spits my useless limbs that used to swim.
The sailor is trying so hard to swim that his body is exhausted. The constant effort of trying to stay afloat is making the sailor's limbs tired, just like how constantly trying to chase your ambitions will lead to burnout.
I'm sticking out my chin, it's playing thin, but with my oxygen, I hold my breath and start to listen in. Okay, I see until I swim.
The sailor tries to stick his chin out above the water as he gasps for air, but again, he drowns, describing it just as we saw in I Dream About Sinking and Casper. The camera is slowly going into the abyss. The refrain repeats, followed by the chorus. These lyrics being repeated again after he's drowned shows the horizon pulling him back into the water. We then enter an ambient instrumental. The instrumental starts to rise up again before falling into the refrain for a final time. The song drops into the final chorus, combining both the refrain and lines from the verse. This moment is absolutely incredible. Begging the Witness is the second song on the blue vinyl. The song starts with soft and minimal production.
I hope a little too much, and I know it didn't do much. That somehow we never lose touch. We just grow a little too much, and sometimes it's hard to check in when I know a little too much, and you know that isn't too much to ask.
The first verse is likely about someone from a sailor's life before he went out to sea on his voyage. This could be a partner or an ex-partner, which we briefly touched on in the main album breakdown.
What has this come to? Begging forgiveness, prepping witness. What has this come to? Begging forgiveness, prepping witness.
Perhaps the sailor is asking for forgiveness from the person that he is speaking to. He wants to be forgiven for leaving for this journey. He's taking a step back and putting his voyage into perspective. He realises how far he's gone with the voyage, and he wonders, has he gone too far? To prepare a witness is to make sure they're prepared to deliver a testimony in court. The sailor feels like he needs to confess.
If I think a little too hard, I might sink a little too far. Capsize in every few months, get baptized a little too much.
The sailor, thinking a little too hard, references the events of Foregone, where he discovers the true nature of the horizon and the journey. This then leads to the events of Casper. In Casper, he experiences a baptism-like moment before sinking and drowning at sea. Capsizing also refers to the sailor's boat, which he became separated from. We also see in Casper and I Dream About Sinking, the boat sail underwater, the boat being upside down, capsized.
What has this come to? Begging forgiveness, prepping witness.
The chorus repeats again, with more layers in the first chorus.
What has this come to? Begging forgiveness, prepping witness.
The production in the second half of the chorus is just majestic.
Said I'm looking up the weather in your area. I just wanna know for sharing some.
The second verse begins with much fuller and faster production. Even Quadeca's flow is faster. The sailor wants to know if he and this person shares a son, something to connect them despite being thousands of miles apart, a way to feel connected despite distance.
If I had to get on the stand tonight, under oath and candlelight, who won't thank me for my sacrifice? Sworn in by satellite.
This is another reference to deliver a testimony in court, as you have to take to the stand and swear under oath that you will tell the truth. Sacrifice relates to the sailor sacrificing his connection with people to go out of his journey at sea. For Quadeca as the artist and Ben as the actual human, it means not having the same connections he does with people so he can focus on his art and his craft, isolating himself to go on the artist journey. To tune in by satellite means to watch through television, implying that there's a significant distance to be unable to be there in person, since he's, on a boat out at sea by himself.
I won't serve a second or a minute or a day. Someone said the truth will never give herself away. I can't even wish for this to feel the type of way.
These lines are incredibly vague, and my interpretation is definitely very loose and likely a reach, but perhaps children on the way can refer to the future versions of the sailor. This is further enforced by the use of we. In the main album breakdown, we explored the idea that the bottle found in Godstained could have been planted by a past version of himself for a future version of himself to find and help guide him on his journey. Writing and sending could be a reference to this. He's the past version writing the bottle to send to the sailor. Serving can be reference to being incarcerated, as people say they're serving 20 years, serving life. This is another link to the justice system. The sailor won't allow himself to spend a single moment being locked up. Instead, he will chase after his dreams.
Standing at the ship with my hands tonight. Raindrops cancel out the candlelight. Looking up the weather in area. I just wanna know for sharing some add up.
The sailor speaks of rain cancelling out the candlelight, which was mentioned earlier in the verse. candlelight could be representing the person that he is speaking to. He is thinking about reuniting with them after his journey, apologising for what he has done. The raindrops extinguishing the candlelight could represent that the journey is keeping him from returning to this person, or that he no longer feels like apologising for his actions. Raindrops are obviously water, and his voyage takes place on water. It represents the journey cancelling out any chance that he has with reuniting with this person. He can't just escape the sea. The song goes into the refrain.
A bit too much and I think a little bit too much, and I laugh a little bit too hard and it comes back a little bit too far.
The sailor is missing the good times that he spent with this person.
I hope a little bit too much. I know there is looking at the weather in your area. I just wanna know if
He hopes to return home one day, but he knows that his hopes will not affect the actual outcome. The song then goes into the bridge.
I'm back and I'm better. Are you the rest of the day? I'm back and I'm better. I'll do whatever you say.
The sailor imagines himself returning home after his journey. He has a newfound sense of confidence, feeling like he's better than before he left for his journey. Being the rest of a day can represent being there for the rest of his life, as in the main album, sunrises and sunsets represented age and time. The song then goes into the outro. Touch the Sky is the third and final song on the blue vinyl variant. Touch the Sky is produced by Quadeca, but solely performed by Aleka, who featured throughout Vanisher, but most notably on the song Waging War. The song starts with a spoken word passage. A spoken word sounds like an old recording, perhaps from an old camera or camcorder.
We're still in the Muir Woods. Look how tall these trees are. My Lord, they touch the sky. Listen here. Tell us about it.
The voice in the recording is likely her grandmother's voice. Aleka released 2 singles on October 15th, 2025 for her upcoming album Human Error, which will release in 2026. As a part of Quadeca's label X8 Music, Aleka released a statement regarding her singles. The first song, Sunshine When It Rains, which is a phenomenal song, opens with a recording of her grandmother, the same voice we hear in Touch the Sky.
Very special moment. You'll never forget it, will you?
That little hand pops out and says, hello, you're right.
Yeah, and the world changed forever.
Definitely check out both Sunshine When It Rains and See the World, and it is very likely that I will cover Human Error once it releases.
Patiently, you stay with me, anchoring. You have shown me life and love and trust, and I just, where can I go from here?
The song is definitely very vague, and very possible that it has nothing to do with Vanisher or its story, and instead it is an Aleka song that was cut from Human Error, or perhaps just an extra song. However, these lyrics could describe the horizon. I swear that's all I do is just say lyrics describe the horizon. The sailor's life is dedicated to reaching the horizon. It's the thing that he loves and the thing that he trusts, at least until he discovers its true nature. The song is sung by Aleka, not Quadeca, so how do we know it's from the perspective of the sailor, not someone or something else? Well, in Waging War, the chorus sung by Aleka was from the perspective of the sailor's consciousness. Therefore, we can assume that Aleka's vocals in Touch the Sky are from the sailor's consciousness again.
I know you touch like a core memory, and I've shown you that I'm here to stay, I'll never leave. And where can we go from here?
chorus appears to be a response to the verse. In the verse, the sailor asks, where can we go from here? In the chorus, he's told, where can't we go from here? The chorus seems like it could be from the perspective of the horizon, trying to convince the sailor that it's trustworthy and that the sailor needs the horizon. Where can't we go from here is the horizon trying to make the sailor and itself feel like a unit, we instead of you. It also shows the horizon's illusion of making it. According to it, once you reach the horizon, your possibilities are endless. The ceiling disappears, meaning there are no more limits for you, so you can touch the sky. However, this might not be from the perspective of the horizon, and it might just be the sailor's conscience trying to be a bit positive. He's feeling down, thinking, where do I go from here? Feeling lost. But the consciousness is telling him, where can't we go from here? We could do anything when we're alone on the ocean. We can travel anywhere we want. This refrain is the sailor telling the horizon that he's not too far behind it. He's determined to catch it and will continue sailing until he reaches it. The song goes into the outro. That marks the end of the blue vinyl songs. Let's now move on to the green vinyl, the vinyl which I actually own. Burns Down is the first song on the green vinyl variant. The song starts with an electric soundscape.
The distance that I've traveled in these paces could have taken me most places I know. Back and forth, same spaces. I found about 1,000,000 mazes I go.
The amount of distance Quadeca has put into his craft of music could have taken him anywhere, since he's put the time and the work in. If he put that much amount of time and work into anything else, he would be able to do it. However, he describes feeling stuck, going back and forth between the same spaces, finding different mazes. I interpret mazes as the same concept we saw in the main album of puzzles. Puzzles represent how life is something you need to piece together over time. You have to navigate your life and make decisions to complete your own puzzle, much like a maze and how it's a puzzle itself.
Too much to decide on the next slide. All my bullet points, bulletproof. A long list of everything I couldn't lose.
Quadeca's bullet points being bulletproof refer to his ideas, since they are likely written down in bullet points. His ideas cannot be shot down by others. Not only are they great, but people's opinions cannot affect them. He has too much confidence in himself.
I like it when it burns down on time. I like the way it turned out just fine.
The lyrics here are vague. However, the sailor and Quadeca like the way everything has turned out, despite if something had to burn down and be destroyed. This could link to Quadeca's YouTube career. He had to burn it down and destroy it to become the artist that he is today. The sailor and Quadeca have so many directions which they can travel, but it's too much for them to decide. There's too much choice.
Thinking I don't wanna miss this. What's your chances? I don't wanna risk it. Thinking I don't wanna miss this. 2 steps back, 1 forward for the fitness.
The sailor is still feeling stuck. Every time he takes a step forward, he feels as if he takes 2 steps backwards. He feels as if his journey isn't going anywhere, and as if it's not helping him, but instead doing the opposite, making him feel worse and losing progress since he's moving backwards.
I like the way it burns down, a light show. I like the way it turns around, gyro, a tightrope, eyes closed. Put your whole entire life in my air quotes.
A light show could have referenced lightning storms since they light up the sky. If this is the case, and we were trying to fit this song somewhere into the album's tracklist, it could be placed around thunder due to the similar themes of thunder and lightning and storms. The song then enters an ambient instrumental break followed by the chorus.
What's your chances? I don't wanna risk it. Thinking I don't wanna miss this. 2 steps back, 1 forward for the fitness. I like the way it burns down, like show. I like the way I turn around, drive home, a tight rope, eyes closed. Live your whole entire life in my air quotes.
The song then goes into the bridge.
Can I bottle up the footsteps? Can I hold on to the good ones? We chase away the distance.
I interpret this as the sailor coming to the end of his journey, and he doesn't want to miss the horizon and his life. Following the footsteps could represent the sailor following in the footsteps of the past versions of himself. This is what the album's map could actually be showing. I said in the main video that the dotted line is all over the place and doesn't follow the correct order of the album. Perhaps these are the footsteps of previous versions of a sailor stitched together. The album cover also features the same dotted lines. I think every line can represent a different version of a sailor. The more and more attempts that he has, the closer and closer he gets to the horizon, which is depicted by the big circle. However, no line actually ends up touching the horizon, just like that he will never be able to.
To the next star, squint my eyes. Just enough to bring it back to life.
This references the sailor drowning but coming back to life, which also brings his journey back to life. Also, that whole bridge is one of my favourite parts of all of Vanisher, just like the next part of the song, the final crescendo.
Let's go, let's go. I like the way it burns down. I like the way it burns down.
The sailor's outburst can be felt through the music. The instrumental outro has a similar sound as some songs on Scrapyard. To me, this song feels like it's describing a state of mind more than anything, one that is braggadocious and chaotic, much like the sailor in Thunder. Perhaps this would have been in place of Thunder on the album originally. Windwatcher is the second song on the green vinyl variant. It's also an instrumental song. This is the first of 3 instrumental songs that we will explore throughout the D-sides. Since it's an instrumental track, there's only so much analysis that I can provide. I don't want to try and overanalyze these instrumental tracks, so instead I throw out an idea or two and I'll play some of the song for you. Despite being a short instrumental, Windwatcher is absolutely incredible. The main sample carries throughout the song, with some hard-hitting percussion and drums. The 1 minute and 25-second long instrumental really helps to expand the world of Vanisher, explore more cultures and sounds. To me, Windwatcher has always felt very similar to the Great Bacchanal, likely due to how that song explores cultures and myths. I could see Windwatcher happening after the Great Bacchanal, like a celebration for defeating the beast with music. Before You Go is the third and final song on the green vinyl variant. Before You Go starts with a beautiful guitar. Before You Go is an early/alternative version of Godstained. The song shares similar themes and lyrics. Fiberglass Solution is straight away a clear connection between the two songs. The sailor is struggling out at sea and is trying to get help from the bottle that he found out at sea. These lyrics are used in Godstained.
Show me what I'm missing from the land you couldn't stay. I can see your history from 1,000 miles away. Before you go, I can't be thrown away. I can't be thrown
I interpret the background vocals to be from the perspective of the bottle, whilst the main vocals are from the perspective of the sailor. The bottle begs not to be thrown away. It's been floating in the sea for decades and he doesn't want to go back. It can also be the bottle knowing that the sailor won't throw it away. The bottle knows that the sailor believes it's too important to throw away. It's something that he's going to want to treasure. The sailor says that he's going to promise one thing. This promise could perhaps be to pursue the horizon, to not give up, or to keep the bottle forever. The idea of differences between things are explored, such as the difference in distance and the difference in promises. This plays into the themes of isolation and distance on the album. The sailor's missing his past life whilst he's alone on the journey, away from everyone. The song ends in a beautiful instrumental. Autumn could be referring to the season. Seasons were explored in the song Monday, so perhaps there's a potential link between those two songs. However, it could also be someone's name. In fact, it could be referring to Leka, as her real name is Autumn. Before You Go marks the final song from the green vinyl. Let's now explore the final vinyl variant. That's a tongue twister. The silver variant. Bubbles is the first song from the silver vinyl variant, and it's also the second instrumental song from the D-sides. When I listen to Bubbles, I picture the sailor sitting on his boat, named the Horizon Scraper, looking out to the endless sea under the night sky. He sits and takes in the world around him. He listens to static coming from the radio as he drifts with the waves. Melisa, also known as Foregone Prelude, is the second song from the silver vinyl. The song was teased on June 5th, 2025, before the album's release. Like the name suggests, this is an early/alternative version of Foregone, or at least part of Foregone. Online, people say that Melisa replaces the drum part that we hear at the end of Foregone. This is because the climax of Foregone matches the same BPM and key as Melisa. The song opens with a majestic intro before falling into an acoustic soundscape. Many people interpret the song Foregone about being about a past love of the sailors. Some even see the sailor's whole journey as a quest to find a lover, rather than a horizon or his dreams. In the context of the album, I think the sailor is speaking to the horizon. My interpretation of Foregone is that the sailor is speaking to himself and the horizon, and I think in Melisa this still applies. The sailor stays on the path for the horizon through it all, no matter what, no questions asked. The loyalty the horizon established at the start of the sailor's journey is being reciprocated by the sailor. Perhaps the sailor has spent so long chasing the horizon that he has named it Melisa, after someone that is close to him. This is the most important lyric of all the Vanisher D-sides. It feeds right into my theory that when the sailor dies at sea, he washes ashore as to try to complete his journey again. The key word in the lyric is again. In this iteration of the sailor's journey, he hasn't reached the horizon, he's failed. So he must go through it all again to reach the horizon. The sailor is literally living in a roguelike game.
Oh, I know something broke you, and you never made it very far. Guarantee the anchor pulls you harder the farther that you are.
The sailor reflects upon himself, like how we explored in the album breakdown for Foregone, and the video where I explore how Quadeca's music changed my life, where I break down Foregone when it released as a single. You should also check that out somewhere. Thank you. The sailor's never made it very far in life. He's had these big ambitions for a while, but is never able to achieve them. The thing that could have broken him could have been a past relationship that ended, and he has struggled to overcome, or depression in general has broken him down over the years. Just to take a moment to appreciate how incredible this verse is. The drums that are kicking after these lines are fantastic. The production is nothing less than masterful.
Guarantee it hurts me more than everybody else who knows. If you saw the real me, you'd leave me, that's how it always goes.
Being depressed causes strains on relationships and affects others, but the truth is, it hurts the person with depression more than anyone else. When people see the real him, his depression and pessimism, they will leave him, just like everybody has done before.
Guarantee somewhere out there. Guarantee somewhere out there.
Like many things in Vanisher, these lyrics are ambiguous. The obvious interpretation is the horizon and everything it encapsulates. However, since the title of the song, the argument can be made that he's looking for someone named Melisa out at sea, likely a past lover. My favourite interpretation is that he's looking for himself, a version of himself who's happy, not suffering from depression and everything that he's been going through. A version of himself which is better. To me, it's the most hard-hitting and emotional interpretation. If it's not been clear, I've always interpreted Vanisher to be a story of self-discovery, navigating your own mind, dreams and ambitions, and I think the themes of isolation and loneliness play right into this.
Into my only friend.
The only friend that has been mentioned in the whole album has been alcohol, which he has drunk while sailing. I think this could also be referencing himself or his boat. Both are stuck by him through it all. The repeated lyric really ties the bow on the whole concept of the album. Melisa is outstandingly great. It amazes me how good the D-side songs really are. Not Enough is the third song from the silver vinyl variant. Not Enough is my favourite song from the Vanisher era, including the main album, making it one of my favourite Quadeca songs of all time. It's just that good. The song starts with a dreamy soundscape.
Reach from the tongue and say, meet me at the edge of your charm. Sleep on my shoulder till dawn. Dream through, stop and stay on.
The lyrics in the intro are vague, but at first glance, it seems like Quadeca is talking about a past lover. However, like most lyrics in this album, I like to peel the layer back even further, because we all know at this point, the album is really about the horizon. The These lyrics could be interpreted as the sailor speaking to the horizon, but it makes much more sense if these lyrics are from the perspective of the horizon. The horizon has been calling the sailor to meet it, and the horizon lays on the edge of our vision, the edge which separates the sea from sky. The horizon is asking the sailor to watch it, making him want to reach it. It tells him to wait until sunrise, and to stand by through the night until there is a horizon to chase in the morning when the sun rises. The instrumental picks up as the sailor speaks to the horizon. He states that the horizon has been next to him and that it will be forever. He also doubts the horizon, questioning if it really has everything which it has promised him.
Still it's not enough. I know now. I know 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 now. I know now. I know it's not enough. I know now. I know now. I know now.
The sailor has learned that whatever the horizon holds, it will never be enough. He always wants something more, and whatever voids the sailor has, the horizon doesn't have the means to fill them. This chorus is incredible, the instrumental is beautiful, the different vocals playing at the same time, and the lyrical growth is just amazing.
Who do you want me to be now? Pick any card that you see now. All I can do is my best.
The sailor is asking the horizon what it wants him to become. What version of himself has he foreseen at the horizon? He no longer trusts the horizon. Instead, he puts faith into himself. He knows all he can do is try his best to be the person he wants himself to be.
Hold on, show your request till I freeze up. Pick any number between us. Yes, there's one or two or one or even one.
This is the sailor pretty much asking the horizon to break up. His whole journey there's been two, him and the horizon, but since he no longer trusts the horizon, no longer desires what it promises him, he only wants it to be himself. Just like in Melisa, the idea of forever and repeating over and over again is present, solidifying the infinite loop the sailor has been stuck in. The sailor does want everything that the horizon has promised him, but he knows that he's chasing it too much. It's controlling him, so instead he will wait. Since the horizon is relative to the sailor's movements, if he stays and waits, the horizon will also do the same.
Don't you have everything? Don't you have everything?
As the chorus begins, a quiet ad-lib saying no is delivered. This is in response to the question the sailor proposes the horizon, and the horizon responds with no. No, it doesn't have everything. It's dropped its facade, since this version of the sailor discovered the true meaning of the journey. The horizon, our dreams, success, it isn't going to bring you everything you've ever wanted. Being by yourself in an isolated journey isn't one that will bring you everything you need. Everyone needs people and relationships. Reaching the horizon is simply not enough.
Still it's not enough. I know now. I know it's not enough. I know now. I know it's not enough. 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 I know it's not enough.
chorus is just absolutely phenomenal. One of my favourites, if not my favourite part of the whole album. Such a perfect song, and a beautiful way to show the growth of the protagonist after such a long journey. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it. Sundown is the third instrumental song and also the final song in the D-sides. Whilst the name isn't confirmed by Quadeca and it isn't official, the idea of the sun going down feels like a send-off. If it is a send-off, that must mean the sailor's journey has concluded. I don't think it concluded with the sailor reaching the horizon. Instead, I believe the opposite. I think the sailor's horizon, the sun, disappeared. What do I mean by this? The sailor's dreams and ambitions don't die, but instead, he's learned that chasing the horizon in the way he has been unhealthy. Because he will never reach it, he continues pursuing his goals and his dreams, but his life is no longer fueled solely by the chase for the horizon. The sun sets into the ocean, representing the sailor's growth. Whether he makes it back home or docks somewhere else is uncertain, but perhaps he simply existed amongst the waves with no end goal, no horizon to control him. He just lived. As the sun sets on the sailor's journey, I want to thank everyone for watching both this video and my original Vanisher video. It's been such a long journey, but it's been a great one. This is only the start, but seeing how much the channel and the community has achieved so far is absolutely mind-blowing to me. As of writing this, we recently surpassed 10,000 views on the channel. This was about 2 months ago now, just for context. It might not be that much to you, but it means the world to me. It truly does. And there is also a lot more to come. Most notably, a breakdown on I Didn't Mean to Haunt You, which I know will be great, and you Quadeca fans will love. As the sun sets on Vanisher, we look towards new horizons. Horizons I hope you will stick around to witness together.